Hi guys, this is what we're working on today. We got this little mini skid here. I was kind of in a hurry this morning and didn't get a chance to show you all the process of taking the starter off, but I had to take the starter here off. It was kind of a pain. I thought I was going to take this hydraulic line here off, but I didn't have to. I just took a pry bar and kind of pried it up a little bit, and I was able to get the bolt out of there. But we had to go get a brand new starter for this. This is a little dingo. So what this is, a little Toro dingo. It's got a little Kohler horsepower motor in there, but I called over to a dealer, a Kohler dealer, and they wanted $300 for this starter, so I wasn't going to pay that much for it. There's a place that I know they rebuild them in downtown, so I went down there and got me a new one. And I had to charge the battery up. Like I said, the battery goes in here. Somebody's got this screw in there. We're going to do something different with that. But yeah, it's just something small here I got to work on. I got a bunch of other stuff here as well. I got a chipper back here I got to work on. All kinds of stuff. There's a bolt or something broke off on it, so I'm going to work on that too. But just want to kind of show y'all, like I said, it ain't that hard to get this one here off if you got to work on one of these. What I did was I took my crane and once I took my crane up, pulled the arms up, and then to where I put this lock bar in there to where I could just get right there to it, because it don't run at all. It wouldn't even, the starter, it wouldn't do nothing. It just you know, click, and they had done been hitting on a hammer long enough, and finally it went completely out. So I went there and got a new one of them today. We went ahead and got that put on there. He told me to check the rest of the stuff. I want to check the oil in it, see when the last time it was serviced. Might need to get a service on this as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the battery in this thing and see if we can get this thing to fire up. It was showing about 12 volts is what it was showing here, so let me sit that right there and get the battery here. Okay, let's see here. Hose here. It just slides in there like so. I think it's as tight as I could get it. Okay, here we go. Got that. I just had this run over here like this, so I need to put the bolt back in that. That's what I was thinking. Well, I ain't the ground, so there it is. It's gonna be in that one. Oh, it just did start there. I don't know if it's this little piece on here. And we got this thing fired up and we got them chickens. The chickens are going crazy. Let's see. Well, I guess I'm gonna check the battery here. I guess. And it, like I said, it just did fire up. This is good and hot. It's almost like it blew a fuse or something. Fuel gauge was working. Now the fuel gauge are working. Let me see what I got. See what I got here. Check all my wires here and make sure. Well, I mean, all of them look good. All these look good. That there looks fine. That's the main wire there. We'll check it out here. Let me grab my test light out of the truck here and see what I can come up with. All right, guys. Well, what the problem was is right here on this little key switch here, there's one wire on the back side right here, and that one wire that goes back in there, I'll show you real quick. I'm talking about pull this one back off here. There's one here. Somebody had it on the back side of the plastic here, and when I tried to move this here is when it came on. So I'm putting this back. I put that back into there, and then I'm putting this one. Put that one back in there like that, and now so I'm going to get an exhaust on it next, but I think that's pretty much got it there now. So been sitting for a little bit there, but yeah, like I said, I got the starter on there and got this little thing here fixed. So now I'm gonna take and bolt all this stuff back up, put my key, pick my tools back up, put all my tools up, and then I consider this one here done. And then we're gonna go back here in the back, and we got to work on the chipper truck. There's just a bunch of stuff we got to do here. I've been trying not to put this. All right, guys. Well, I'm starting to work on this International here first. This is the one a long time ago that I rebuilt the engine on. But he said every time it's cold outside, you got to hit it with starting fluid. So I was like, well, let me try to see about make sure it's, you know, that it's primed, the system's primed up. So I come over here to the pumper there to pump it up, and when I did, it had nothing against it. So I was like, well, hell, that's kind of weird. I should have some kind of pressure. So I primed it up, and got it where it was good and hard there. And it tried to start up, and then it died. So I come back out here, pumped it up again, and then the truck fired right up. So, but what it's doing is right here where this little pump is, right here, this little piece here. Every time that I pump it, I don't know if you can see down there, but it's every time I try to pump it, it's getting a bunch of fluid around, you know, a bunch of fuel around there. So this little pumper here, I'm gonna have to get a new one of these, because I bet you that it's sucking air back through the system right here, because none of these fuel lines here, I never had to remove none of these fuel lines. When I pulled the head off, you know, it was already done. So I mean, they don't connect to the head right here. Only one connects is the high pressure oil line right here, and then there's one fuel line up here that goes in there as well. But other than that, there I didn't have to take none of that stuff there off. And then one other wire in here, and you know, it's my fault, you know. This here definitely goes to something inside there. And then when I put that cover on there, I don't know if you can see or not, when I put that cover on there, like I said, I guess I didn't hook it up and it got smashed in between there. You know, I thought I would have, thought I definitely would have, you know, caught something like that, but maybe I just, you know, missed something. I don't know, but I gotta fix that as well. And like I said, the chipper truck over there, but I had everything off of this in here. That's what I was telling my brother, because I got to put injectors in another International that's a 99. And as far as putting injectors in these, this is a 2002, I believe. 2002, 2003, maybe 2002, somewhere around there. Anyways, on these here, it's real easy. The valve cover, everything, it comes off quite easy. But on the 99s, the ones that I had to go work on, 99 2000, the ECM box is right here on top. And you got to take all that shit there off. The AC compressor system, you got to take all that stuff there off. And then you still got to take the back off to get the valve cover off to get the, you know, get in there to the injectors. But like I was telling my brother, one on these right here, these are simple. I mean, it don't take very long to get the valve cover off this one. But for some reason with them other ones, I don't know why, you know, they put them right there. The other, the new ones now, like on this one here, the ECM's in a different spot. So you ain't got to worry about taking all that stuff there off. So I'm going to take and get my tools, and I'm going to go inside here, and I'm going to take and pull that cover off, pull that cover back here and get that plug out of there, and then see exactly where it goes in there. But like I said, the place that, like I said, this is a chipper truck. My dad and them, they did have this here, and they sold it to him. But the guy that originally had this truck built, when they painted everything, I mean, when I say they painted everything, I mean they painted everything brown. Everything. I mean, they painted the leaf springs, they painted the brake calipers, I mean, everything. They just browned everything up. So this is the one I'm working on here right now. Also got this truck here. This is an old state truck, or city truck that come from the city here. The problem with this is they bought it, and it ran and drove. It was running and driving. And then they went somewhere to move it, and then the check engine light came on, and they had no pedal. So I was going to work on this today, but I can't work on this because the batteries are dead on it. But this thing here it has major rust issues on this one, as you can see here. I mean, it is everything on this thing here is just about ate up. But like I said, they want me to work on it, they want me to fix it. That's what I'll do. As you can, you know, like I said, you can see, I mean, it's just old, you know, it was a salt truck, I mean, that's just what it was. And the motor on this one right here, I'll show you here. This here has a cat in it, but you can look and see. Fun, yeah. You got to work on anything on this right here, you're pretty much, whatever you take off, you're definitely going to be, definitely going to be replacing the whole dang thing. So need to try to get, like I said, the only thing I see on here that's oily is the right there where the oil filter is. But you can see, like I said, there's the block, there's the pulleys. I know the radiator does have a small leak in it that has to be fixed, but other than that, there, just think about trying to get those manifold bolts out, how hard that's going to be. So this is another one here we got to work on. He said something about getting this here and then maybe putting another bed, getting another bed to put on if we, you know, get it running good. But I don't know, we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, this is another project I got to be working on. You can see here how the bed, you know, it's a lot of rust in it there, a lot of rust back here. So I'm gonna take in, I'm gonna get started on the inside here, trying to figure out where that little wire there goes. But he hasn't told me about nothing not working, so I don't know what, don't know exactly. But I took the cover off here, and then like I said, I'm gonna take this cover here off, and then that'll allow me to get to those couple bolts in there, and then it'll let me know exactly what that goes to. So I'm gonna call the auto parts place, and I got to get me another one of those fuel primers. Pretty sure that's the problem there. It's sucking air around that there, so shouldn't be too hard to, you know, change that there out. He was kind of worried about it. He said, "Then use, you know, 2 cans of starting fluid in the mornings trying to get it started." But then again, I don't know. You know, it's about 60 degrees today, 60 some degrees, so not, you know, I don't really know for sure if that's the case or not, you know, but I know that I tried to start it up and it would not start. It would just crank. So then I took and got out there and I was like, let me try to prime this up. So I tried to prime it up. When I started priming it, it had no pressure on it at all. And then finally when it started picking pressure up, that's when I noticed it started leaking everywhere. Shouldn't be doing that at all. So I'm gonna take and get this cover off. Like I said, get this cover off, get that piece in the middle there off, try to pull that back in and try to find out exactly where that wire plugs in at. And then I think another thing he said something too is it's got a electric, it's got a little electric toggle switch up for the dump. And for some reason, he said every time you raise it up and then you'll lower it back down, he said it'll blow the fuse and you got to put another fuse in there. So somewhere along the line, something's shorting out on this truck. And then he said something about the throwout bearing. He said the throwout bearing as well is making a racket. So he said if it needs to have a new clutch put in it, new transmission, because I think he said something about it kicking out in third gear. But we'll get this little bit of stuff here done, get that there fixed so he can keep using this. And then, like I said, I got the 1800 over we got to fix, and something about the lights on the chipper truck. So we're going to still be here for a while. Probably won't get everything done today, but I'll try to get done as much stuff as I can, and we'll see how it goes. Hey guys, had to stop on the way home here for should be a quick repair, hopefully. But this goes up there for the crank to turn the chute. But the problem is I done grinded it down now. So, but anyways, what happened is this thing was welded from the factory, but it barely had anything welded on this. I cannot believe it's held as long as it has, in all honesty. And I just can't believe somebody would just weld it up like that and would have never even thought about. I mean, the weld come down here like this right here, and then come back way down here, and then kind of come back up, and it was just barely holding here and barely holding here. So what I got to do is, I done got my tools up here, but it just goes on the bottom right there. This is, like I said, I was over working on mother chippers earlier, and they called me and said that this here broke, and they need to get it fixed because they don't like it to. They got, I don't know if you can see or not, they got strings and everything else tying it there, and they just don't want to. They just don't want to be riding down the road like that. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to with the rope tied off her. But, you know, we see it like it every day. So, people driving down the road like that. Oh, I want the nut in the washer. Should be all fine, no problem. Yeah, right down here, see? They fell right together there. But on that over and the other stuff where I had to wind up getting some more, I gotta get some more parts for that. I'm gonna put this up here. Let's see here. But it'll just go up here. And it just kind of sits. Basically, you know, it just sits. Sits up inside there. And sits up in there like so. This here, it just rides. It don't fit flush. It sits in there at an angle. Just like it. There we go. Just like that there. Is exactly how it fits in there. Make sure I get it exactly where it needs to go. But like I said, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack weld it on there and then make sure that that's exactly where it goes. But I want to make sure I mark a line there. And I'm gonna mark a line over here too. Throw on my hat. That'll kind of give me an idea about where it goes in there, and then I'll bolt it all back up. And then when I bolt it all back up, that'll let me know. That'll let me know exactly where it goes in there. And then once like I said, I'll get it I'll take in, yeah, I got a line there and a line there. But once I get it tight coiled up, or I'll put it back on there. And then I'll see if it works just fine, then I'll pull it back off and then I'll wet it all back up solid. But I was trying to tell them that right here should have been another boat, and that boat is not there. And it should have, but this here kind of gives you an, let me hop down here real quick. This here will kind of give you an idea exactly what I was talking about on here. As you can see there, see there, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me take my glove here and I'll wipe it off. But I'm trying to see if you guys can see that. You can see there now, but that's, damn camera here's got dirt on or something. Clean it off there. But as you can see there, that's all the welds. That was on our, you can see like a little bit of a grip. I don't know if you can really see it or not because but anyways, that little bit of weld there, that was the only thing that in that little spot there. There were only 2 spots that the weld was even on there. So I grinded this down on there, but I'm taking off now. But when I put the other bracket on there, you can see how I marked it here and I marked it right here. So, but the other day they did grease it, and for some reason, like I said, it broke. So it wasn't that they didn't grease it, because it has plenty of grease in there. But I'm gonna take and get the welder fired up here, and I'm gonna try to do some welding on this here and get this here fixed so we can call it a day, because it's already after 6 o'clock now. So been a pretty long day. I ain't gonna promise nothing, but we're gonna try anyways. back over here now. Sometimes that welder, it gives me fits. It'll sit there. Idles on low idle sometimes, like I said, it gives me fits. This in here, that, okay. I think it'll, sorry, I might have you over here. Okay, I got it in there. Got the 2 bolts in there. It is spinning it pretty good. So we'll get these bolts here out. See what I was saying about my welder? Sometimes it don't. If it sits there and idles. If it sits there and idles for so long, I don't know if it overloads it or what it does, but it's some days that thing will sit there and run all day long, but it'll idle up and down, no problem. Like earlier I was working over there, and it idled up and it idled down. The whole time I was over welding on that bucket, but I don't know why today. Well, I got back over here and, like I said, messing around with this over here, and started messing up on me again. But, so I got it tack welded. I got it tack welded here pretty good. Let me get that. I'll get this. I'll probably just lay it down on this. That's probably what I'm going to wind up doing. I'll just lay it like this here, and then I'm just going to weld a bead all the way down through there. And them 2 little tack welds I had, and it didn't break then, so it shouldn't break. Shouldn't break at all when I weld it through there. So let me fire the welder back up. I'll weld this up solid and I'll get y'all back over there. Alright guys, so let's get this put back up here. All I had was white, but you're not going to see it anyway, so it's better than having it rust all over the place. So let's just get it all set back up here real quick. Dead blow hammer.